What's going on? What's going on to my night owls? Welcome to the Upper Echelon Podcast, where we keep it real and we keep it jiggy over here. Cause why? Why, y'all? Cause we ain't never ever scared. Hit that like button on your way in. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and you hit the notification bell. What's going on, Gianna? Hey, Luanda Morgan, Cheryl Wagner, Robin Lotz, Terry Dow, Lisa Savoy. We're going to get into a story. I promise y'all, excuse me, y'all. Ooh, I don't know why I wait till I go live and get choked up. I went live on my other channel this morning, y'all. I got totally sidetracked. Y'all know I was clowning this morning. I got sidetracked, but this is the story that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. This is a story out of Baltimore, Maryland. Regarding a young lady named Nicole Johnson. Okay, so we're gonna go over the body cam footage where she was pulled over by the Baltimore police for speeding. Once they pulled her over, they ended up actually finding two children deleted. You know, I got to use code words, okay? Two children deleted in the trunk of her vehicle. Now, we're going to delve into this story because it's a lot of layers to this story that I have questions about. Okay, we're going to get into a few details. Obviously, there's still more details that need to come out about this case and what's going on with this case. But just to give you guys a quick rundown, I'm going to pull up the article really quick and show you guys a little bit of the story. I'm also going to tell you now, it's important to know this woman that had the two children in her trunk deleted or unalived. These children were her relatives. They were her niece and her nephew. Okay, they were her sister's children. Her sister gave her the children to care for because, according to her sister, she was unable to take care of these kids. So she gave them to her sister. Now, there's a bit of a discrepancy for me, anyway, as far as the legality of the custody when it comes to these kids. Okay, because the biological mother is basically saying that she started to get concerned because she hadn't seen the children in so long. Okay, so she had actually asked for professionals to intervene and do a wellness check. But we'll get into that later after we play the police body cam footage. This article is from CBS News Baltimore. The article says a Baltimore woman, and you know that's Nicole Johnson, was sentenced to 50 years in prison Monday after the remains of her niece and nephew were found in the trunk of her car during a traffic stop in 2021, according to the Baltimore County State's Attorney Office. In July of 2021, Baltimore County Police pulled over Nicole Johnson, and now this happened in 2021, but she was just sentenced here in 2025. And this story basically went viral because after she was sentenced, the footage, the body cam footage, basically went viral on the internet. So that's why everybody is talking about it now. Even though it did happen in 2021, the public is really just now finding out about this, okay? So it goes on to say, in July of 2021, Baltimore County Police pulled over Nicole Johnson in Essex. During the traffic stop, the responding officer smelled the unmistakable odor of decomposition and at one point saw maggots inside of a bag. Police said Johnson eventually removed a blanket from her trunk, exposing the decomposing remains of one of the children. During a search of the vehicle, officers found a plastic bag with the remains of the second child. The children were her 7-year-old niece, Jocelyn Johnson, and her 5-year-old nephew, Larry O'Neill, according to the police. Johnson told the police she was taking care of the kids as their mother was unable to, but officers later discovered the mom had tried to get the kids back, but Johnson never showed up. Police records show Jocelyn, which was the girl, may have been unalived for a year. Mind you, she was in the trunk, okay? Let me just stop it right there and let me just say this. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, Brandy. Hey, D-Ham, Raquel, I'm Chosen, T Nice, who else? Black Widow, Angel Jones, Love Me For Real. Everybody coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just tell y'all, I'm going to stop there for a minute because I want to share a personal experience with you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever smelled decomposition Okay, I'm trying to be. I use the words that I should be using here on YouTube. Okay, but I don't know if you guys have ever smelled that smell. Um, but it is undeniable. When I say undeniable, I mean it's unmistakable. When you smell it, you know what it is. Period. There's nothing else like it. It's so powerful that it can make your knees buckle. That's how bad it smells. And the first time I had actually, and I'm gonna get back in this article, I just got to throw this story in. The first time I had actually smelled it personally was I was living in an apartment building, and it was like two buildings together, and it was like it's a lot of alleys in Chicago, like what we call them gangways, like where it's like a small passage through houses or through buildings that you can go through or whatever. So you would have to walk through the gangway to get to the trash. So every day I was walking out, taking the trash out. I was taking out my trash, throwing it away. Or sometimes I would just walk through the back because sometimes I would leave out my back door. And the smell was so horrible that I couldn't leave out the back anymore. And I didn't even want to take out my trash. And I didn't know what the smell was, but it was horrible. And it was starting to come into my apartment. The neighbors were complaining. Everybody was like, what is that smell? And I didn't know what it was. One of my neighbors said, I think it's like a dead mouse or a dead rat or something. But come to find out, anyway, and this happened recently too. This happened very recently, probably like, well, because I just moved, I would say like towards the beginning of the saga. And it turns out that there was a woman in the building next door across from me unalived in her apartment. And that's what everybody had been smelling. When I tell you that it's undeniable, it's like nothing that you've ever, it's like if you've ever smelled rotting fruit, it's like a million times worse and more poignant than that. So the reason I bring this up is because I'm going to show you the body cam footage, and I'm going to show you, I told you that story because I understand why the officer in the footage was so adamant about what is that smell? Why am I smelling that from your car? Obviously, it's a police officer, so I'm sure he's had experience, but you're going to be impressed with that police officer because he would not let up on that smell. But let's get back to the article. So it goes on to say, police records show Jocelyn may have been unalive for a year. I read that part already. Johnson told police that they were staying at a motel in May of 2020 when she hit the little girl, causing her to fall and hit her head. Johnson further described to the police how she put her niece's body in the suitcase. And according to the police, she also said her nephew Larry had injuries 2 months prior to the traffic stop and never woke up. She put Larry's body in a plastic bag next to his sister. Mind you, the autopsy is saying that they had been gone. By the time they found them, the two children in 2021, they had determined that these children had already been unalived for at least a year. Now, Nicole is reporting that it was a couple of months. Autopsy reports say it had to have been up to a year. So it goes on to say there were, should I read this? Yeah, we're going to get into the body cam footage. Let me look at some of you guys' comments really quick. You Changed Me said he almost got sick. I seen the video. Yeah, he did. Brandy Davis says we were at the beach and a man's body was found in a drowning. It was a horrible smell. Black Widow said it's a smell you never forget. Brandy said I've smelled decomposition. It's an indescribable odor. It really is. Okay, so let's get to the body cam footage, y'all. When I tell you, there's a couple of things that I have found very concerning about this case. Now, the sister is saying that she had actually contacted CPS because she was concerned because she had not heard from her children. But I find that odd because why would you contact CPS if you hadn't heard from your children to do a wellness check on your sister and the kids? Why not contact the police to do a wellness check? Or maybe she did, and that information just hasn't. But there's a possibility that makes me believe that there's a possibility that the children were already in CPS custody. So the sister is saying that she willingly gave the children to her sister, Nicole Johnson, to care for. But it sounds to me like she may have lost custody of her children. CPS may have been involved, and she decided, and you know, once your children are taken by the state, whatever state you're in, you have the opportunity to say, hey, you know I lost custody of my children, but I would like for them to go with this relative, that relative, or whatever the case is. So it sounds to me like they were already in the custody of the state. Lazy D says smells nice. Okay, I'm gonna block you. So let's get into the body cam footage, you guys. Yeah, he did. Okay.
If you can find any song in the world in seconds.
That don't smell like dirty clothes.
What do you mean?
So initially when she was pulled over, she said that the smell was, she tried to say that the smell was dirty clothes. And so the officer was like, nah, that ain't dirty clothes.
I'm about to show you. They've been sitting there for months.
As the officer returned.
Simple. So you don't have a driver license?
No.
Okay. And also, this vehicle is not even registered. Those tags in there are fake tags. This car has to be towed. You get everything, but how long do you have this car?
Like almost 30 days.
As the officer returns to his cruiser to issue citations, Nicole.
Thank you, I'm chosen for that super sticker. I appreciate
Nicole
you.
and BB exit the vehicle. Nicole walks to the rear and opens the trunk, revealing several large bags tightly packed inside.
Ms. Johnson, you come over here. So you got pulled over for the same stuff already.
But that's why I went, and I really thought I got good tags.
You gotta be careful with that
I know.
stuff off the internet and all that kind of stuff like that. That stuff don't even be legit.
Like you literally see, like we literally, well not her, but me and my kids literally living in the car. Like,
Ms. Johnson, I just need you.
How morbid is that? How morbid is that? She said me and my kids were literally living in the car. Ain't that morbid, knowing that those kids are in that car right now?
Sign this. This is basically telling you that you have to go to Kelso Drive Courthouse within 5 days to request a court date. If you don't request a court date within 5 days, they can issue a warrant for your arrest. This is not meant to guilt.
Be here in 5 days. I swear to God. Because they next day, like I can't go through anymore. Like, just
And this lady right here is her friend.
take me home, please. I can't
take you. It's in the city. I can't go down there. There you go. This is not meant to guilt or just anything like that. Just basically saying,
I'm telling you, it's cool. I won't be here tomorrow. Tonight is my last night. What am I going to do? Like, I swear to
no, I still got to.
And she got unalived bodies in the car with an attitude. That's the part that really
my
was
job
blowing
to explain
me.
to you.
I know, but I'm just saying.
So once
like,
explain
I'm not even talking about in Baltimore. Watch, tomorrow, y'all are going to see me on the news. Y'all are going to see me make my big debut. I swear to God.
The officer has no idea her bizarre comment will soon become a shocking reality. With the tow truck on its way,
If y'all missed that, she said tomorrow I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. Y'all gonna see me on the news.
Nicole sits on the sidewalk and calls a friend for a ride.
You want to grab a couple of your things?
Yes, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead and do what you do. I'm gonna do an inventory search of your car once you finish taking out what you want to take out.
What's the inventory?
So an inventory search is when I go through your car, for instance, say like you have $15,000 in the trunk of this car right now, and you taking it to tow it and it's gone.
Yo, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and they taking my.
Yeah, y'all. I'm looking at the comments. Robin Lotz says, "Was the lady in the car with her?" Yes, that's her. I don't even know how she knows this lady because I did watch the whole thing. You guys will see what I'm talking about. I really don't know how she knows her. I guess she's a friend or something. The lady was in the car with her. And I saw another comment saying, well, how didn't she smell that smell? I don't understand how she didn't smell it. Now, the woman is clearly um delayed. Okay, she's in. I'll to put it nicely, she's intellectually delayed. So she's a little delayed. So that may have been why she was riding with her and didn't say anything about the smell. So you'll see what I'm talking about as the video goes on.
I gotta take all my stuff out because I don't have anything. So if I lose this is all I got. Y'all keep asking me to go on. Y'all keep telling me one more day. Y'all keep saying everything's gonna get better. Y'all keep saying this, it can't get no worse, it can't get. And y'all keep saying, find the light, find the light, find the light. Where's the light, yo? Like, where is the light? Like, where is the light, yo? Like, where? Like, where?
She clearly having some sort of mental breakdown.
Where? You like inspirational conversations? Here we go, yo. Here we go, because I can't take no more. Like, I really can't take no more.
When backup arrives at the scene, the officer taps his colleague on the arm and quietly shares that something is very wrong.
Come in for a second.
Yeah, hold up a minute.
Do me a favor. Walk over to that car and just see what you smell. Not drugs or anything, but see if you smell anything other than drugs. Something dead or something.
Did you move it up?
This way I live at.
What you hitting?
So the officer is telling his partner that just showed up for backup. He just told him, walk over to that car. He didn't say anything initially. The black cop didn't say anything initially, but when his partner got there, he said, walk over to the car and tell me what you smell. I'm just confused because the officer was already next to the car. I don't know how he didn't smell it initially. I don't know how he's not smelling it from over there. You know, that's the part to me, like, I don't understand how y'all gonna see it.
No, seriously. I just need to find. I need to know.
I told you
What is this right here?
Huh?
What is this?
A bunch of dirty clothes. A bunch of dirty.
That don't smell like dirty clothes.
Huh?
That don't smell like dirty clothes.
What do you mean? I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you right now. There's a bunch of dirty blankets. Well, this been sitting in there for months and months and months and months and months.
You're gonna have to, ma'am, I'm honest, you're gonna have to open that up all the way.
I'm about to open it up all the way.
Yeah, you have to open it up all the way for me.
Bugs and stuff all over it and everything. Because it's bugs and stuff over it and everything.
I know, but I don't know what it is though.
The stench is unmistakable, but finding the source of the smell is easier said than done, as whatever is inside is buried beneath endless layers of plastic trash bags.
Literally ripping through all the bags so we can see all the dirty stuff. I don't think that a guilty person would be doing it like this, bro. If I take all my stuff out, where am I going to?
I just need this right here.
She's clearly trying to make it seem like it's harder for her to open the bags than what it really is. The question that I was wondering is, if you know that you have this stuff inside of your car, why in the world would you be riding dirty? Okay, when I say riding dirty, she's she's speeding, number one, drawing attention to herself. Number two, the car is not registered to anyone. Number three, the car has fake tags. So now she's been pulled over and the car has to be towed. Clearly, this woman is not in her right mind. She got some mental health issues going on, okay? Because number four, not giving anybody any ideas, but I just have to wonder, you did this horrible act to these kids and you're keeping them in the car instead of what most criminals, evil people would do, is dispose of the children somewhere so that they wouldn't be connected to it. She's literally riding around with them and they've been in there for months and months. So I just don't understand. I think that she feels some sense of guilt. People have especially people that are mentally unwell, have a very weird way of thinking. I can remember a case where I want to say it happened in Virginia, but the guy was from Chicago. He had actually unalived his girlfriend out in Virginia, and he actually, I got to be careful with my words, but he separated her body and put it inside of a suitcase and traveled on Amtrak back to Chicago and put the suitcase inside of the garage at his mother's house where he moved back in. And his mother was wondering why he was wearing the same clothes every day if he had a suitcase. So anyway, one day he went to the library, and his mother went into the garage because she became suspicious about the suitcase and the smell. And in the suitcase, she discovered his girlfriend. And when the police asked him, why would you travel back to Chicago from Virginia with your girlfriend? And he said, because he wanted her near him. He wanted her to be close to him. So that's the type of psychotic thoughts and ideations that these people have. So I was wondering, like, why in the world would she be traveling with these children? That's crazy. And so that made me think of that case. Like, people like this have a very demented, strange way of thinking. She probably felt guilty about what she did, and she thought by traveling with them that she's not leaving them or abandoning them. So that's the only thing that I could think of as to why she would be doing that.
Is drawing my attention to it, so I need to see it.
I know.
Just feel it.
That's why I'm trying to show you.
No.
I'm just.
Let me say this too. Oftentimes in cases of unalivings, a lot of times when it's a situation where a person had a relationship with the person that they unalived, whether it be a romantic relationship, a family member, or a friend, oftentimes they do not dispose of that person. Oftentimes they either put the person near them or bury the person somewhere close where they can visit them. It's called morbid curiosity. They'll go and they'll visit the person, but they won't just leave them anywhere to where they'll never see them again. It's really sick, y'all.
I'm with you.
What happened?
No, I'm just telling, giving them some advice.
You're not gonna believe what happened. Tell me everything. I'll show you on Monday.com. So I started the biggest.
Okay.
Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, Danny.
Tell me you're just gonna find a bunch of
This
things.
Yeah, but I need this. I need to know what that smell is.
I am. I'm about to show you.
Nicole turns to the officer for help, and he carefully begins cutting through the thick layers with a knife.
You gotta get all the way through to the dirty pissy clothes.
She has to have this suitcase wrapped up in about 50 trash bags.
Why you got all these blankets?
Huh?
Why you got all these blankets?
Because we stay in hotels, from the hotel to the car. Like, I can even get the hotel.
No. You can finish here. I was just curious.
Oh, yeah, I can even get to the hotel receipt for you.
Okay. You ain't got to go through that. I was just curious.
Keep finding blankets.
I ain't got one blanket. Keep finding.
Oh, you can keep finding them.
What?
You see them right there as soon as you open the suit.
What?
Huh?
Keep finding what?
Oh, yeah, because as soon as you open it, you gonna find them.
Let's stand on the front of this car and make sure she don't go nowhere.
After cutting through multiple layers of trash bags, officers finally uncover a black suitcase.
Just open the suitcase and we can be good after that.
There'll be more blankets still. Can you cut it from here?
Can you cut it one more time?
And this is what smells like.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that?
Dirty thing?
No.
So the officer sees something. He sees something. He's like, "What is that?" I don't know if it was a part of the child or what, but he saw something.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that?
Dirty thing?
No. Pull it out. Pull it.
Dirty thing from my husband.
Pull the whole bag out.
I am. My husband just said the dirty blankets from my husband. I am. See?
Take it out.
Take the bag out.
Take that bag out of there.
I am.
Okay. Pull that bag out.
They know what it is. They already know.
There you go. Open that bag up.
Don't pissy clothes. Don't pissy clothes. See? Pissy clothes. All pissy clothes.
Open it up, ma'am.
I think
She keeps saying pissy clothes, pissy clothes.
Unroll the whole thing.
What? Open that up. Open that up. What the f? Get the f in! Put your hands up! Don't you Get out!
He said, now where this crazy motherfucker thought she was? Real talk, where did she think she was about to go? Where did she think she was going? Did y'all see her trying to run off? Let me say this too, what I also thought was interesting. She knew that she was caught at that point, but she had no choice. At that point, instead of going through all of that, opening up the blankets and having to see what she did and all of that, why not just say, listen, I don't want to open it up. This is what's inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would she go through all of that? At what point did she think she was about to get away with that? Yeah, too cute. I actually read the article in the beginning of this live that she was charged to 50 years. I don't think that 50 years is enough. You know, okay, I don't think that that's enough for 2 kids. But I don't know the details. I'm gonna have to see if I can find the details. However, I believe that for her to only get 50 years instead of life in prison or something a little bit more severe, they must have done some sort of evaluation on her, maybe a psych eval, and determined that she's diagnosed with some sort of mental illness or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know why she only got 50 years for unaliving 2 children. She should never get out of prison. Let me see. How old is she? How old did they say she was? I want to say I don't want to get a wrong age. How old is she? 36. Yeah, so, I mean, she's 36 years old, 50 years, and she'll probably get out before 50 years. She'll be an old lady when she get out. But I don't think she should ever get a chance to see the light of day. I don't think she should ever get a chance to walk free.
Turn over! Turn over right now! You're under arrest! Don't you move! Don't you move! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back!
What I do?
What the
It's not mine!
What the
Now this the friend, the one that's mentally a little bit delayed. She like, what did I do? So she has no clue as to what's going on. This friend.
What the
What I do? What I do?
Give me your other hand! Now! I don't want to hear it! I don't want to hear it! Get up! On your feet! Roll over! Sit on your butt! Stand up!
On the channel.
We don't need that. Don't need that. We got 2 in.
Me too, Castriel. When I was watching the video, I thought they were her kids at one point. Then one of the officers said one of the kids looked white. Looked like a white kid. When he was looking at, you know, the evidence or whatever. And I think that's just due to the decomposition. You know, they couldn't.
You right now, but we.
Please don't, no, please
I
don't.
swear to God, if you move, so help me.
Please not arrest her. Please don't arrest her. She don't have anything to do with nothing. She really don't have anything to do with nothing. I will give y'all every name to everybody.
I don't want to hear it.
Please don't arrest her.
With both women in custody, the officers struggle to process the horror they've just witnessed.
No, stay, hey, no. Calm down. Calm down, relax. Have her sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Relax.
Excuse me.
You relax.
BB, just relax, BB.
Keep your mouth closed. I didn't give you permission to talk. Sit down and be quiet. You okay?
I'm trying, man.
You okay? No. Listen, I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down. I'm trying. No, I need you to focus. Listen, calm down. I need you to focus. Focus on her. Hey, get over there with her.
He telling him to calm down, and you could tell that he is a wreck himself. He might be more of a wreck than the person he's trying to calm down.
Put your mask on. Put your mask on.
All right. Put your mask on. Mask up.
You're under arrest.
Gloves, everything.
Okay. Everybody should have gloves and a mask on.
Man, yo. What's in there, bro? It's a baby, yo. Come on. Please. Relax, bro.
So the officer is crying. You listen to him. He's saying it's a baby, and he was crying.
I need you to breathe. Good instincts. Okay. I need you to breathe. Okay. I'm good. I need you. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you?
No.
I'm sorry. I just want to ask you one.
There's nothing for me to talk about with you. Do you understand that?
I know.
Do you understand that?
But y'all gonna want all the information anyway.
We'll get to that point, but right now you need to be quiet. This is not a game. No, absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. I'm not going to. No.
So she's asking them to unalive her.
No, ma'am. We're not going to take that route. You're going to sit here and we're going to wait.
Yes.
We're going to get to that point. But don't you say another word. Don't you say another word. Thompson, are you okay?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
He's not okay.
I'm good. I didn't ask you to talk.
No, just let him.
I'm not asking you to talk to him.
Can I please take us to my home? She don't have anything to do.
Just stop. For your sake, stop speaking.
But I'm gonna have to speak to y'all anyway.
Okay.
But I'm not asking you to speak to me now. I've told you multiple times to be quiet.
I'm sorry.
You ran from me. You made me chase you. I'm giving you a chance to rest and calm down.
I didn't know that was in there. Why would
I'm asking you. I'm asking you to just stop talking. That's it.
Okay.
The officer takes the opportunity to walk away and regain his composure. Emotional aftershock is hard to contain.
While this commercial comes on. So Danny, I just saw your comment and said where the parents are. The biological mother actually made a statement where she talks about how this not how it happened, but she talks about why her sister had custody of the kids and was taking care of the kids. She's saying that she gave the kids to the sister because she was unable to care for them. Just this, it's a lot not being said, because you just can't pay me to believe that the sister did not know that the biological mother did not know that her sister was in some way mentally ill. Because I'm looking at her behavior in this video, and you can clearly tell that she's mentally ill. She's talking to herself. She's saying bizarre, outrageous things. The simple fact that she had these kids in the car, from what she says months, but the medical examiner is saying these kids have been unalive for at least a year, riding around in a car with these kids. Like, this lady is clearly mentally ill. So, and then also, she also made a statement that she had tried to see the kid. I want to say she said for about a year. And how can you go a year and not see your kids? I'm sorry. It would be hell or high water. Nothing would be able to stop me from trying to figure out where my kids are. The biological mom, in my opinion, is a little bit too lax to not have seen her kids in that much amount of time. Like I said, in the beginning of the live, there's so many factors that I really need to know. Like, number one, were the kids in the custody of the state? Because if they were in the custody of the state, that brings about deeper questions. How, if they were in the custody of the state of the state of Maryland, how did they not know that these children were missing? Because when a child is in the custody of the state, that means that a DCFS or a CPS, whatever you call them in your state, worker is supposed to be visiting that child and visiting the caretaker of that child once to twice a month to keep eyes on that child. There's no way that these kids were in the custody of the state of Maryland, and the medical examiner said that they were unalive for at least a year, and nobody knew that. One of the kids was 7 years old, school age. That means that they couldn't have been enrolled in school. How is that possible if they're wards of the state? The biological mother is saying that she called CPS to do a wellness check on the kids because she hadn't heard from them. But typically, if you haven't heard from your kids or if someone is missing and you have concerns, you don't call CPS, you call the police. So the fact that she called CPS makes me believe that there is an open CPS case with these kids. She possibly called the caseworker or the social worker and asked, have you spoken to the kids? What's going on? I need a wellness check. And the crazy part about it is CPS is not who discovered that these kids were unalived. If this lady hadn't been pulled over in a traffic stop, this would have never been discovered. So this was just by happenstance. So I got questions to the state of Maryland. Now, I got questions. Were these kids in the custody of the state? Because if they were, how did y'all not know that? These kids was missing. Also, how are they in the custody of the state? And the sister has been granted to be the caregiver, and she homeless. You can't give kids to a person that's homeless. And if the person does end up homeless, that's not a stable placement. The child needs to be moved. So it's a lot of negligence going on here. But again, I need to know a little bit more because I'm not exactly sure. I am about 80% sure they was in the custody of the state, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's the devil who whispers into the
Second.
So one of the police officers is praying. Somebody said the father did an interview. If the father did an interview, can you please send it to my inbox on Facebook? One of the police officers starts praying. This is how disturbed they are right now.
Oh Allah, seek thy refuge in you from the whisperings of an accursed devil who whispers into the hearts of men.
Can I talk to you for a second?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Please, well, I'm not ready.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excuse me.
Where?
Stop.
Make sure.
Go take a break. Go over there. Go in. Be good.
Excuse me.
Where?
Excuse me. John.
Ma'am, be quiet. Be quiet.
Stop talking. We'll talk when we need to.
Please be quiet.
Enough.
Bruh, I'm scared to look, and I ain't.
Please be
and I ain't
quiet.
scared.
Just turn around.
Okay.
So what are you are taking me from?
Oh no.
Get her out of here. Get her out of here.
Get up. Get up.
No.
More officers begin to arrive and can only guess at what has the other officers in such a sickened state.
I'm gonna say pepper spray happened. No. It's a that baby not back.
Oh, what? Hey, you come back. It looks like a kid that's curled up in there.
I don't want to look, right?
Nope. Just wait.
Hold on, man. Something just happened there.
They're not okay.
Ain't not okay. I wasn't okay.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand. Some of these, I feel like with some of these people, they don't even deserve to go to prison for real. 50 years is not enough. These kids' lives were clearly worth more. So 50 years is not enough to sentence somebody that did something like this. They need to bring back the death sentence in all of these 50 states. All 50. Because ain't no way in the world that she should only got 50 years for this. I don't give a damn what her mental health state was. You know, this is crazy. The smell, I'm finna just really quick let y'all know. The smell in the car, I told y'all how bad that shit smelled. The smell in the car was so bad that when she was taken to the interrogation room, they had to keep spraying air freshener because she had been driving in that car so long with them kids that the smell had become embedded in her. The smell was on her. It was coming from her pores. That's how stank it is, that it had gotten on her, probably all in her hair, clothes, and everything. They had to keep coming in the room spraying Febreze and air freshener because that's how bad it smelled. she had been sitting in that car with them in there so long that she began to smell. So it's crazy to me. One thing about it is, first of all, she off her rocker. But one thing about it is, when you are in an environment that stinks like that, you become accustomed to the smell. If you in a funky house or you live in a funky house and somebody come in and say, oh, it's stinking here, and you live there, you like, what smell? Because you become accustomed to it because you live there. And I'm sure she had been around that smell for so long that it didn't even bother her anymore, which is crazy because the smell is so bad. I'm talking about it's so bad that it'll make you faint. That's how bad it is. So I just can't even believe that she was able to drive with that. But yeah.
I sat there and I dug through that stuff the whole time. As soon as I seen who he was, I took off running too. So no, they not good. Like, take it out in front of the police.
So she's sitting here lying. She's saying that she didn't know that they was in the trunk. When she took them out of the trunk, she started running because she was surprised too. So she's still trying to lie.
I'm skating around with the bodies in my car. I'm so dumb that I'm gonna take this.
We need to verify. We don't know what this is. Oh God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. It's a little girl.
You hurt?
Yeah, you get some water. Take a walk. Take a walk.
I'm good.
Stand there. No, I'm thinking
I can't vision it. I can't vision it.
What the
It's messing my head up.
See, the police officer he's at a loss for words. He even had to look at the man again. You see how the police officer, he's kind of standing there dumbfounded. Now, these are police officers that see stuff like this all the time, but the police officer is almost dumbfounded and doesn't even know what to say. And then he kind of looks at his partner like, did I see what I just think? Did we just see what we thought we saw? Like, he had to look at him to make sure, like,
no, I'm thinking
I can't vision it. I can't vision it.
What the
It's messing my head up. I can't vision it.
After telling the tow truck driver his services will no longer be needed, officers make the difficult decision to get a closer look in order to confirm what lies beneath the maggot-covered blanket.
I can lift it up. It doesn't really bother me, but it's got to be a 3 or 4 year old kid.
Get it? My gloves are already.
The problem is the body is this so
in a bad
thin.
position. Yes.
Oh my God, dude, that's a 5. That's a 5.
That's a 5-year-old white child.
100%.
It's got like girl clothes, female clothes, right?
But come here. It almost looks like it has the pigmentation like Michael Jackson had.
That's right.
So homicide's gonna have to come out, definitely coming out for this. There's no way they're not.
Right.
Emmy's gonna have to come here.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks.
Warrants for the house.
okay, y'all, that's pretty much it for the discovery or the traffic stop. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to the interrogation. But in this particular part, you can see these officers talking to each other, and they were wrong because one of them said that it looks like a Caucasian child. But thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. I'm gonna pull it up. But clearly it's a black child, but they couldn't, I mean, they can't tell, because again, according to the medical examiner, the children had been in there for at least a year. So you can imagine the condition that the bodies were in. So just by looking at the bodies, I'm sure that they were decomposed and they wouldn't be able to tell, what race the child was and all of that.
Until somebody was.
Now they made it to the interrogation room. They first begin to interrogate the friend. Now, the friend, the Nicole Johnson, the aunt asked them to let the friend go because she doesn't know what's going on, and she said that she's mentally delayed. She really doesn't know what's going on. She said she can't read or write. She has no clue what's happening. She's just she's special needs basically. And so the police took her in anyway because obviously that's protocol. She was in the car. They still have to take her in until they were able to prove definitively that she was not in any way involved, which they eventually did. But let's show that.
I asked you that question about 3-4 times, and I done told you the same answer about 3-4 times. I'll tell you again. You are in police custody. You are going to be sitting right there in handcuffs with your bag right there until somebody with either equal rank that knows that was out there with this call, or somebody ranks higher than me comes to me and tells me to do something else. So get comfortable, relax. You're going to be here for a while. It is what it is. Sorry.
So what's my right? So you just gonna lock somebody up with no right?
Ma'am.
You know my right?
Ma'am.
It's kind of hard to understand what she's saying. You could tell she's foreign. She sounds Haitian. So she has a very thick accent.
What's your first name?
Kazadi.
Kazadi?
Yes.
It's Kazadi.
Do I kill somebody?
Ma'am?
Do I kill somebody?
I don't know.
So why?
But what I do know is you're going to be in handcuffs in that chair until someone says otherwise.
I don't got no one. So why I'm on that red?
What's your last name?
Kazadi.
What's your last name?
Chibola.
Okay, both of those are very hard to pronounce, so I'm just going to call you madam. And I'm sorry about that.
So now, you are going to lock me and frame me for something you cannot tell me.
Man, I didn't frame you with anything. I'm not Baltimore County. I'm one person. I'm just a cog in a machine.
Okay, you telling me my hand is clean. I'm telling you I'm clean, right?
Do you need hand sanitizer? Is that what we're asking about? You are detained.
For what?
She said my hands are clean. He said you need hand sanitizer. I ain't gonna lie, Cashriel. When I watched this lady did have me cracking up. And you need a little bit of, because this situation is so sick, you kind of did need that comic relief, you know. But she said my hands are clean, but what she was trying to say is like I didn't have anything to do with this. And a police officer says, "Do you need hand sanitizer?" I said, "Oh my God." You could tell this lady is, you could tell she's delayed. But in the officer's defense, just because she's delayed don't mean she did it's impossible that she could have had anything to do with the actual crime. So just because her being delayed is not, is not a reason to just let her go. But in, speaking with her, I mean, I guess the police are not trained to be able to detect stuff like that. So it could have been very possible that he could have thought, well, maybe she's trying to pretend like she's delayed, to get off. But, eventually they let her go. But let me go ahead and play this.
Until somebody out there, you understand I'm backup, right? You can ask me 1,000 times, but I can't tell you what I don't know. Like, it's not going to be some fairy that comes to the wall and says, "Here, Officer Bowling, boop, here's the information that she's asking for." I ain't got it.
I'm on that rest.
That's like a loop.
What exactly is
like a loop.
If I get sick in here, it's going to happen. If I get sick, if I didn't make no phone call from nobody, I'm not okay. It's going to be consequences.
Do you need water?
I'm not crazy.
I didn't say you were. I asked you, did you need water? That's what I asked.
Yes, I need water.
Okay, I can try to arrange for that for you.
In a separate room, the officer waiting with Nicole informs her that he can't speak with her about the case. Left in silence, she begins talking to herself.
It was okay. She making an argument about it. I'm all like, what am I arguing for? Just open it and let them look at me. So stupid. So stupid. So stupid. I don't want to cry so bad. I can't even cry because it's love.
Nicole, appearing to wrestle with guilt, will soon have an opportunity to explain the grim discovery. Meanwhile, BB makes a separate request.
So can Can I go to hospital then? I go to hospital then?
What is your health complaint, madam?
Can I go to hospital then?
What's wrong with you?
My knee hurts. I'm not feeling good.
Your knee hurts. You're not feeling well.
I'm not feeling well.
You're conscious and breathing, so to me you look fine.
I'm not fine.
Okay, then what's wrong?
I'm not fine.
Okay, then let's discuss what's wrong so I can get you the help you need.
The officer informs his supervisor of BB's complaint, but when he returns...
So she's saying, so basically the lady that's mentally delayed, she's saying that she needs to get out of there. I'm sorry, y'all. This is such a serious topic, but this woman is cracking me up. BB, the friend, is trying to get out of there. So she telling the police officer, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to the hospital. So the police officer like, well, what's wrong with you? And she's like, I'm not fine. But watch this.
For details, he's met with an interesting response.
How bad is your knee? Let me see.
Can I have my knee? Are you done?
Oh, wow.
They switched my knee for too hard.
What knee is hurting?
This one!
Okay, show me where you're hurting.
Not manicure on your big hole!
Okay.
Not get that! What did you get that? What did you get that?
Okay.
BB is then informed that if she chooses to go to the hospital, she'll need to wear shackles.
I can walk.
No.
I can take that.
No.
That's not his
You're
word.
going to the hospital, you're getting shackles on.
Point blank period.
If and a but. That's not up for debate.
For the bed?
Yeah. Do you want to go to the hospital or not?
Nah. I changed my mind.
All right.
All right.
So now, because she wanted to get up out of there, but she don't want to be in handcuffs, so she don't want to be shackled. So she's saying she changed her mind.
Mine isn't changed.
Now all of a sudden her knee don't hurt no more.
I bet you that I know my faith. I'm gonna right now. If they question me for something, I know my faith. But they better let me go.
Who said what? What? Excuse, I'm sorry, man. The language barrier. You gotta slow down. Your accent is really thick, so I'm trying to peep through as you talk.
Yeah, and zombie. I'm very but that's maybe V I'm going to take, maybe respect.
Please sit down.
Can I sit there? I've been sitting for long. I gotta stretch my legs.
I'm gonna tell you one more time to sit down. I'm gonna put you back in the chair. Your choice.
I'm gonna sit down.
Madam,
I'm gonna
if I get out of this chair, I'm gonna put you back in that chair, and you're not gonna like me. So I'm gonna ask you one more
You be playing games.
time to sit down.
I'm sitting down.
No, actually, you're standing.
I'm glad to be standing.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be standing. Like I'm asking. Let me make a phone call. Let me see what I'm here for, and then you guys are holding me with nothing.
So you thought standing up was gonna solve that problem? No, absolutely not. You are detained. End of story. End of message. My name is Officer Bowling, and I approve this message.
Bowman, you're not Bowman.
My name is Officer Bowling. I got a name tag on my chest that says the exact same
This officer playing around with this lady at this point.
thing that I said.
Anyway, make a long story short, because I'm not finna go through all of this stuff with BB. Okay, BB eventually goes home. Okay, so her mama. Okay, BB's mother eventually calls, or she communicates with the Baltimore police and lets them know that she is mentally ill. They end up being able to determine that BB doesn't have anything to do with this situation. She had no idea. She wasn't privy to the fact that the children were in the trunk, and this is all on Miss Nicole Johnson. So they are going to eventually let her go. I really think that there should be like in situations where you have people like this, you know, I think that there should either be like a mental health professional on hand, a social worker or somebody that can kind of determine, okay, this lady clearly has some delays and we're going to handle her a little bit differently.
In the other room, Nicole continues talking to herself, visibly wrestling with her own thoughts.
I knew it was the reason why I felt like I knew it was the reason we just kept going through. So I said, I can't take no more. Look, since I said I can't take, here we go. Much more.
So she up in there talking to herself.
That's what they told me. They said I was going to keep being punished and keep being punished and keep being punished. Is there such thing as a death penalty still?
Certain state has it.
Not this one.
I think so.
We need to have it. You don't think if I would have known, I would have ran before trial. If you go back, was even politely, like, excuse me, can you cut this for me?
So she asking, do the state of Maryland have the death penalty? And she's saying they should have it. Basically saying she don't want to live no more. You know, I was just saying that they need to bring the death penalty to all the damn states, especially with cases like this where it's a cut and dry, you know she did it type situation. But you know, on the other hand, I also think sometimes that when you give somebody the death penalty, you kind of give them the easy way out. Instead of spending all of their days in misery behind bars, imagine being in prison in a closet-sized cell, never getting fresh air, only getting 23 hours out of 24 outside of the cell, people telling you what to eat, showering in front of people knowing when you go into the washroom. You only get to see your family behind a glass wall, a glass thing, a partition. I mean, it really is a miserable existence where people are telling you what to do, when to do it every day. And then not only that, every single day is the same. You know, so that's kind of a very miserable existence. So I almost think that the punishment is worse to be alive. So she's asking, you know, earlier she asked a police officer, could he just unalive her right there? And now she's asking, you know, does this state have the death penalty? So she doesn't want to live with what she did, and she doesn't want to live with the consequences of what she did.
The scent of decay clings to Nicole, growing so strong that it becomes unbearable for others in the station. One officer fills the room with an odor spray, but when that fails to help, he brings in an air scrubber and tries the spray a second time. Soon after, a decision is made to transfer the two women to another facility for interviews with detectives.
So I got your bag. You got your shoes on. All you gotta do now is get in the car, and we on the road. So.
Why do you want to talk to me? Why
would you like to stand up, or would you like us to drag you to the car? Your choice. You an adult.
Why do you want to talk to me? Right now.
Stand up.
Let me skip past BB, because BB, this is supposed to be something serious, and you. Okay, so let's get past the parts with BB in them. Okay, let's get to Nicole and what she's saying. I promise I'm gonna get premium one of these days, so I don't gotta keep seeing these ads. So let's see what Nicole is saying happened.
I'm just saying it's weird that I could understand the whole story.
She tells detectives she was in Essex to meet a man for prostitution, while BB waited in the car. She claims she's been aware of the foul smell, but assumed it was a dead rat.
Me and my homegirl was doing so much to try to get the smell. But we never noticed it was coming from the back because we don't sit in the back.
How'd you try to get rid of the smell?
We always thought it was coming through the front of the car, so we got it power washed.
You power washed the car, try to get the smell away?
The engine.
You starting to understand why this sounds a little ridiculous?
Mm-hmm.
After speaking with detectives, investigators note it was clear that BB was mentally challenged and had no knowledge of the incident. They contact her mother and arrange for her to be taken home. As for Nicole, her vague story isn't enough to satisfy investigators, given the second horrifying discovery made at the crime scene.
I want you to help me out to find out how these children ended up like this.
Okay.
Okay?
Children?
Mm-hmm.
Both?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, she's still playing crackhead games. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, she's still playing crackhead games because when she was pulled over and she opened up that suitcase, it was only one kid there. So she only was there for the discovery of the one child. But since she's been in that interrogation room and the police have continued to investigate on scene, they've ended up finding the other child. But she's sitting here acting like she didn't know the other child was in there, talking about children. Both. Yeah, both. Didn't you put both of them in there? I really don't. I do think she got some sort of mental health issues and concerns, but I definitely think that she's playing a little bit more crazy than what she really is.
The discovery of a second child came only after homicide detectives began sorting through Nicole's belongings, though the signs had been present from the very start.
Me and my kids literally living in the car, like, we speeding around with bodies in my car. It was okay. And the whole time I had them.
In a black and yellow plastic bin, buried beneath the bags and the suitcase containing the little girl, were the aged remains of a small boy. The child's body had been wrapped in blankets and placed in multiple layers of trash bags, similar.
So the arrest report says, the police says, due to extremely strong odor of decomposition, the remaining property on the sidewalk was checked for additional remains, at which time, I was making sure I wasn't on mute, at which time I located the decomposing body of a second child at 4:02 a.m. The remains of the second child were located in a black plastic tote. The child's body was wrapped in blankets and placed in multiple layers of trash bags prior to being placed inside of the tote, similar to the first child.
To the girl, their relation to Nicole comes as even more of a shock.
Do you recognize this person at all? Who's that? Who is that?
Their mother.
That's their mother?
Mm-hmm.
Who are they?
But that's when I had them. If you look at them when I had them.
So that's who?
That's Shasta.
And that's who?
Remember?
Okay.
When you look at them when she had them and when I had them, you probably got this picture off her page, but it definitely came from mine. Okay. Because if you look at them when she had them, they were very not taken care of. If you look at them when I had them, they were very well taken care of.
So girl, what the heck? So she's saying that so she's trying to speak against the sister here, which is crazy to me because there's nothing that you can say to make yourself look good right now. You have been caught riding around with two unalived children in your trunk. She's admitting that those children are her niece and her nephew. She's saying that when her sister had them, they weren't doing well. They didn't look good. But when she had them, she said they were right well taken care of. How are they right well taken care of and you unalived them? Do you see how far removed from reality this woman is? She's definitely a nut job. She got enough sense to know what she did, though.
7-year-old Jocelyn Marie James Johnson and 5-year-old Larry Darnell O'Neill were each left in Nicole's care 2 years ago by her sister Deshelle, who claimed she was unable to care for them at the time. Investigators also learned Deshelle has an active case with the
Boom. This is what I was looking for. I watched this video. I don't know why I forgot this part, right? So the biological mother has an active case with CPS with these children.
Baltimore City Department of Social Services for an 8-month-old infant who was temporarily taken into their care given the current investigation.
She didn't take care of kids.
Baltimore, Maryland. I got a question for y'all. How were these children in the custody of CPS in Baltimore, Maryland, and the medical examiner is saying that these kids have been unalive from their examination for about a year, and y'all didn't know these kids was missing? Y'all wasn't checking on these kids? How did y'all not know that these kids were homeless and living in a hotel and in the car with this woman?
She didn't do to him what happened to him.
Yeah, but
these kids were failed by the system. This story goes far deeper than just a crazy auntie that unalived her niece and nephew. This shows the negligence of the system in some cases and what can happen when these systems are negligent. It shows the importance of monitoring the safety and well-being of a child consistently when they are in the care of a foster parent. And this is really infuriating me that these kids were actually supposed to be in the care of the state and nobody knew that they were missing. School is a requirement in all states when the children are in the care of CPS. School is a requirement. There is not enrolling the child in school. If the child is in the care of the state, that child should be enrolled in school. And if the child is not enrolled in school, there should be some sort of alert that this child is not enrolled in school. The reason why it's so important to have these kids enrolled in school is because oftentimes in cases of abuse and neglect, the school staff, the mandated reporters at the school, the principals, the therapists, the social workers, the teachers are the ones that spot the abuse first. And oftentimes, over 50% of cases in all states, when it comes to the abuse and neglect of children, it is reported by a mandated reporter who happens to work as a school staff. Why? Because kids spend more time in school throughout the school year than they do at home. So school staff oftentimes sees things wrong with these kids before anybody else does. If there's abuse or neglect going on in the home, school staff is going to see it. It's so important for kids, especially kids that are in the care of the state, to be enrolled in school, because that's where you get your reports from. If something is going on, the teacher is going to call the hotline because they're mandated to do so. When COVID-19 hit, and a lot of these kids were doing virtual learning, the calls and the hotline calls to CPS went down. The calls to CPS went down, and that's because the kids are in the home. 9 times out of 10, if the child is being neglected or abused, nobody in the home is going to report that because it's happening in the home. I can remember a case out here in Chicago where a little girl, I think she was a kid, and this is disturbing, you guys. So if you guys can't take what I'm talking about, just go ahead and, leave and come back or whatever, take a break. But this little girl was in kindergarten. And I don't know how they do it in every other state, but she was a Chicago public school student. And this is a true story. This happened in 2020. And all the kids are issued a Chromebook, like a little laptop for school, or they were issued that by CPS in the beginning of the school year once COVID hit and virtual learning began. So the kids would be working virtually and they would have to literally log in over their computers and do their classes that way. And what happened was the little girl was in her bedroom and she was listening to the lesson, listening to the teacher sitting in front of her computer. A male family member actually came into the little girl's bedroom and started to do something inappropriate. I'm not going to say what he did, but what he did was grossly inappropriate, and he molested the little girl on camera, not realizing that the girl was in class. So he's doing these things to the little girl, not realizing that the girl is in class and the teacher is watching everything that he's doing. And that is how he got caught. And every time I think of that story, I thank God for that, because had that little girl not been in class and not been in virtual learning, nobody would have ever known. So I stress the importance of school, because school is so much more important than, and I'm getting educators are needed. Because if it weren't for these educators, these teachers, these social workers, hell, sometimes even the janitors, anybody that may know someone that may work at the school and be a mandated reporter. These people are very important. So I take issue with the fact that one of the kids was, I want to say, let me see, did they say 5 or 7? Oh, okay. Did my internet go out, y'all? Well, let me get back to it, y'all, because I go on my rant and I keep talking and talking. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that story just because I wanted to just harp on the importance of educators and mandated reporters and why it's important to have these kids enrolled in school.
Okay, so she's a better person for leaving them then. In any kind of predicament. Like, she knew the predicament wasn't okay. She knew the predicament was up. She knew. Like, she left her kids literally with me selling my. She left her kids in the room.
She thought you were going to take care of them, I guess.
I never told her I was going to. I never asked her to. Hey, come on, bro. You used to have to yell at the mother about washing them. She used to have to yell at the mother about feeding them. Like, I used to have to yell at her about everything.
Despite portraying herself.
So now she's trying to basically demonize the mother and saying that she never asked the mother for these kids. She's basically saying that the mother knew her situation. She should have never had the kids. But if you knew that you were not fit, whether it be financially or mentally well enough to care for these 2 children, well, then you should have had enough sense not to take on that responsibility. So she's saying that the mother wasn't fit. But here's the thing. If the kids were put into CPS or DCFS care, she didn't have to take the kids. The CPS could have found a home for those kids. Maybe the home wouldn't have been a relative, but they could have found a safe placement for these kids. But she was asked to care for these kids, and she obviously said yes.
As the better caregiver, Nicole couldn't even spell the young girl's name. She also couldn't recall either child's birthday. Whatever belief remained that she'd shown love or responsibility would soon be shattered by the grim truths surrounding their deaths. She lowers herself to the floor as the interview continues.
I used the ginger trick because I was over 220 and now I can't stop melting.
Well, let me tell you this, right? We spoke to your sister and a bunch of your family members, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that everything that you're saying is making sense.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying.
What do you mean? What did y'all speak about? Our children?
Let me read this comment really quick. It caught my attention because this person says that they're from Maryland. Diva Chick says, new viewer and Baltimore chick. The system failed, but she wasn't stable, moved from pillar to post. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's another reason why I say the system failed her, because anytime a child is in the care of the state, they have the responsibility to make sure that the caregiver, which would be Nicole, the state is responsible because the state is now the guardian of that child. The state is responsible of making sure that whoever they place the child with to be the caregiver is appropriate, meaning mentally stable, financially stable enough to care for the children, and isn't dealing with homelessness or any issues like that, because that's an issue and that can cause disruptions in the child. The child's already faced trauma, so you don't want to cause more trauma by placing them with someone who's living out of their car, going from hotel room to hotel room. So I would love to hear, and I know this actually happened in 2021. A lot of us are just now finding out about the case, but I would love to hear what happened with this situation with CPS. 9 times out of 10, we ain't gonna be able to find a documentation about like who her workers were, or how CPS was somehow held responsible for this, because a lot of times when it comes to like DCFS or Child Protective Services, they keep their they keep their documentation pretty much on lock. So we probably would never get a chance to see, you know, what ended up happening with that, or you know, where they went with that. I don't know if you guys remember, but I can't remember the case. It was a shoot. You know, I'm not even gonna bring it up because I can't even remember the boy's name, but it was a really big case, and I think this happened in Southern Illinois. A little Caucasian boy. The workers actually were convicted and went to prison because the boy was found unalive, and they were saying that the boy was alive for months, and they were saying that they had been seeing the child, but they lied and they hadn't been seeing the child, and the child was actually dead. So that sounds very similar to this case. Let me see.
Y'all spoke about her leaving her children?
Well, we spoke about a lot of stuff.
And of course it's all going to be against me, huh?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Even my mom?
Oh, yeah, we met your mom.
He tells Nicole he won't discuss his conversations with her family, then steps out to check on her paperwork, leaving her alone to imagine what they may have shared behind her back.
I'm not going to tell you what they said. What they say? What they say? What they say? I done bust my for all my life. My mother, lady, you had me out here selling my. You told me not to give that girl her kids. I would have gave them back. I said this weekend when I'm coming back, I'm giving her kids. You told me not to. They about to put me under the jail. They so selfish and so wrong. There's a group of people here, yeah.
Well, she's saying that she tried to give the kids back to her sister, but her mother told her not to do that. And basically she's saying that she was pushed to the limit, to the point where she was actually having to participate in prostitution in order to take care of these kids. And now she's in a situation where the kids, obviously she has unalived them because she's mentally unstable, number one. Possibly she was stressed with the responsibility of having to take care of the kids. The hotel staff where the kids were staying with her at one point even reported that they witnessed her being verbally abusive to the children, yelling at the kids, cursing at the kids. You know, this is very important that when you see something, you should say something. When you see that, you know, children are being mistreated, a lot of times, you know, we live in a society where people believe in minding your business, but it don't take nothing. You don't have to intervene. You don't have to confront someone. You can call the proper authorities. If you think that somebody is mistreating a child, you can call in to the Child Protective Services hotline in your state and make a complaint or report. You don't have to be a mandated reporter to call in and make a report. You know, it takes a couple of seconds to report something like this, even if it is something small, like, oh, well, I feel like she's mistreating the kids because of how she's speaking to them. It might seem small to some, but sometimes just small clues like that could be a gateway to something bigger. So as you can see, the hotel staff was saying that they saw her speaking to the kids in an aggressive and abusive way. Had they had reported that, possibly this could have been prevented. So and I believe that they also reveal in this interrogation that the children were severely underweight and a lot smaller than what they should have been for their ages. One of the children, she says that she, the girl that was unalive, she said that happened because the girl stole food out of the refrigerator. And I guess she punished her for that. She hit her and she went too far and the girl ended up being unalive. Obviously, she really must have really been when she says she hit her the wrong way and she failed, and that's how she, I don't believe that. I believe that she was wailing on her. I believe that she lost her cool, lost her temper. I believe that she was, and this is what I think that she was becoming frustrated with the kids eating the food because obviously she's dealing with financial hardships. She's struggling. She's living in hotels. She's prostituting herself to get money. She probably didn't have enough money to feed the kids, and she was getting frustrated because the kids were eating more than she could afford to provide to them. And I think she lost her temper. And I think that she did a lot more than just hit the child once and the child fell. Okay, so she's definitely minimalizing what she did. The thing about it, though, is I think that the kids have been unalive for so long that it was very difficult for the medical examiner to see exactly for sure, you know, the cause of the unaliving.
Speak on me backwards. Actually, where they been at when I've been growing up, I guess I ran away or something. Like, watch, I already know that's what they said. Now I'm not talking anymore. Now since I'm a liar, and since I'm a this, and since I'm a that, and since I'm a this, I'm not saying anything else. Like, come on, bro. All the kids that I've been around in all my life, I'm gonna wait until my niece and nephew to kill one. I've been raising kids all my life so much they thought they were actually mine. I'm gonna wait until my niece and nephew to kill some.
While Nicole earlier stated she was living in her car, investigators located a hotel where she'd recently been staying. In the room, they find 2 stuffed animals, as well as 2 rose bears, one blue and one pink, with ribbons around their necks that read, "Always and Forever."
I think they're like memorials, like
that's what it seems like.
Always and Forever.
The website though. And
So she actually left a memorial in the hotel room for the children.
have all kinds of different ones, but even with the little ribbon, we just make some more ribbon.
Is it a boy and a girl?
Yeah.
Is that for them?
The bears.
That's so freaking creepy.
With the exception of the stuffed animals, there are no children's clothing, belongings, or items to indicate any children had been present. This, along with their advanced state of decay, leaves many questions as to how long the children had been in the trunk of the car and what led to their deaths.
Can I talk through, like, I need my mother to be a part of this conversation.
What?
Because she's a lot of reason for the conversation.
But you're an adult. What's going on?
No, like, I want to talk, but I want to talk to her. Like, I want to tell her. Like, I want to talk to her.
Did she cause this? Did she cause this?
I want to talk to her, and everything will come out, and I just need to talk to her.
The detective tells Nicole they won't allow her to speak with her mother just yet, and reminds her that it's important to tell her story to investigators first.
Monday.com is the best AI for work, and here's why. Let me show you some of the mind-blowing things thousands of companies are already doing with Monday.com's AI. If you're in marketing, sending bulk emails...
And they gave them to me, and I was doing so good with them.
And you didn't want to give them back?
Nobody even wanted them back until maybe 3 months ago.
Is that when someone reached out to you? Who reached out to you? Your sister?
Yes.
Okay. What did she...
When she reached out to me, she barely didn't even care. And then we were supposed to arrange for her to get them back, and hey, maybe next weekend. Like, she didn't even care. They were forcing her. They were forcing her to even...
I believe that. I'm sorry. I believe that. When she says that didn't nobody want them kids back, I believe that. She said they were forcing her. I believe that too. The kids were in the care of CPS, and they were probably stressing the importance of her visiting the children or checking on the children or whatever. But the reason I say this is because if the mother was really that concerned with the fact that she literally had not laid eyes on her children to see if they were even breathing. Okay, it is known, even the mother said she knew that this lady, Nicole Johnson, had mental health issues. I mean, if you really were that concerned, you should have called the police. You know, I'm sorry that she lost her children. It's horrible. But I'm just not convinced that there was nothing else that she could have done to see these kids. Parents have rights. Parents have rights. Even when your children are taken away from you by the state, you still have not lost your parental rights. You still have parental rights, and legally you have the right to see your children. I just could not understand this. I just don't understand this at all.
Say anything.
So to me, in my opinion, the mother was not trying to see her children. I just do not believe that. You can't convince me of it because first of all, I know the system. So I know that the mother has rights to see her children. There's no state that or no judge that's going to deny her that right to see her children. Also, when children are in the custody of the state, the parent has to go to court maybe like every 5 to 6 months or so, sometimes more, to get an update on where the case is going with CPS. Is the mother doing what she needs to do? Is she following the service plans and the protocol to reunify with her children? The state doesn't just take your kids and forget about you. They take your kids and give you a chance to get them back. So in court, they're going to ask the workers, when is the last time you've seen these kids? How are the children doing? What are the well-being of the children? So these kids were in the custody of the state, and you mean to tell me that nobody has seen these kids in almost a year and nobody noticed? The courts didn't notice, the social workers didn't notice, the case workers didn't notice, the mother didn't. What's happening here? Like, there's a lot more to this that needs to, that's why I say this story is very layered, because there's other stuff going on. What's going on, Mika? It's other stuff in this case that needs to be talked about, other internal issues.
Text messages obtained from Nicole's phones reveal multiple conversations with her sister, Deshelle, who sent Nicole.
So it shows text messages here where the mother was texting Nicole. Let me see if I can, hold on.
Okay, they were forcing.
The mother was texting Nicole. Let's see what the text message is.
They were forcing her to even say anything.
Text messages obtained from Nicole's phones reveal multiple
Okay, sent picture May 9th, 2020. N, I believe, stands for Nicole. I don't want that anymore. I got a wig. Instead, it was cheaper. I need hairspray, though. May 10th, D, I think is the sister. She says, okay, I got you. Then on May 10th at 1:40 a.m., D says, I sent $50. D says, happy Mother's Day. Not sure when sent. D says, do you need those little sponges? Nicole says, no, I only want some glitter pigments and color liner so I can do glitter. D says, send a picture of makeup. So this
conversations with her sister, Deshelle, who sent Nicole money and checked in on the children frequently. She asked,
I'm trying to see. D says, and this is the natural mother, the biological mother says, I hope everything is okay now. I love you guys too. Nicole says, are you okay? The mother says, yes, I'm okay. I'm at Tammy's house. I still have to call around. I'm trying to see where they're talking about the kids here. I don't
several times to see them.
So here, Nicole, D says, yep, a family trip. The D, who is the mother, says, like Disneyland, rent a van, try to get my permit. D says, what time should we be dressed and ready? This was December 27th. January 1st, D says, happy New Year. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to see y'all. Nicole says on January 12th, now that's crazy. I never sent a message, my bad. D says, no problem. D says, can I come over there one day so I can meet their sister? Nicole says, of course. D says, whatever you say. So here's the thing, right? So the commentator on this video is saying that the mother tried several times to see the kids. I don't see that here in these text messages. I see the mom sending little small talk chats. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I sent you $50. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what time should we be ready? No response. I don't see anything that says, hey, I haven't seen my kids in almost a year. What is going on? Where the kids at? Where y'all at? I need to see my children. Send me a picture, a video, FaceTime me, anything. I don't see none of that.
Eager for them to meet their new sibling. However, Deshelle.
So new sibling. So sounds like the biological mother has had another child.
Claims Nicole blocked her from seeing them. Now, for the first time, Nicole begins to explain the reason why, beginning with what happened to her niece, Jocelyn.
It was really an accident.
Okay, what happened?
And then keep in mind, she getting ready to get into what she did to the little girl. Keep in mind, I'm going to say this again. I have to stress this point. Legally, this lady did not have the legal right to keep these children away from their biological mother. If CPS was involved the way they were supposed to have been, they would have known about this and they would have fixed the situation and made it to where the children were able to visit their mother.
I gave her a beating.
I can't hear you. What?
I gave her a beating.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing I know, she just wasn't saying anything or nothing or nothing. Like,
Okay. So you gave her a beating? And then she was not responsive anymore?
Like, it was mistakes. Like, I took care of them children so good. Like, it was a mistake. Like, I just was trying to discipline. Like,
Explain to me how it happened.
like, she got in trouble for something one day that I didn't beat her for.
Like what?
Stealing something or going in the refrigerator or doing something. And
first of all, you know it's some abuse going on anytime you say that a child is stealing out of the refrigerator from a home they reside in. And she said it's so... Yeah, I am, Cindy. I'm gonna get to it. She said it so casually, like that was normal. It's not normal to say that a kid is stealing from their own refrigerator.
She did it again, and she did.
That's not stealing. If the kids are going to the refrigerator, that means they're hungry.
Did it again, and then the last time it was just like, and I was probably more frustrated than I should have been with life, period, with everything, with why they leave me with the kids, why nobody's helping me, why nobody's calling me, where's their mom, where's my family, like, well, like,
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
I told you I beat her.
How?
Huh?
With what?
I don't even think it was anything. I think it's just my hands.
Investigators interviewed a resident at one of the hotels Nicole frequented, who reported that Nicole often used harsh language and regularly cursed at the children, particularly the girl. Another witness recalled hearing Nicole abusing Jocelyn through the thin walls and, at times, hearing the child yelling for her to stop.
So these people are saying that they're hearing these things through the walls of the hotel, because the walls are so thin. How do you hear something like that and not call the police? You hear a kid screaming for somebody to stop, and you hear frequent verbal abuse, and you do nothing about it. That don't sit well with me.
Because she was taking things like from the refrigerator and stuff.
She was doing all kinds of stuff. Okay. Like she was taking stuff. Like she was getting the boy in trouble. Like she was just doing all kinds.
And you disciplined her.
Yes.
Okay.
And it went too far.
Okay. How many times do you think you might have hit her?
I don't know. But I know she fell.
Fell on what?
On the floor.
Was she standing on something? Or how was she?
She was just standing up straight.
Okay. And where did you hit her?
I just started doing that.
Okay. Like punching her in the head?
No.
Or?
No.
Where?
Like, I think I maybe slapped her in the face, but I didn't punch her in the head. Like, it was more like me hitting on her body, and then she fell.
How did she fall? Backwards? Forwards? Sideways? On her head?
I know she had her head, but I can't remember exactly how it was that she fell.
She hit her head? Okay. Do you remember where on the head?
No.
Did she hit her head on something other than the floor?
No, but the floor was extremely hard.
The floor was extremely hard?
And I was so scared. Like, I was so scared.
Okay. What did you, when she went to the floor, was she crying or was she quiet?
Quiet.
Quiet. And what did you do after that?
I tried. I just tried to bump her chest. Like I was bumping on her chest really, really hard. I thought maybe she was like, I don't know. Like I was just trying, like I was just bumping on her chest. Like I was just trying to get her back. Like I was just.
Okay. And then what did you do next?
I laid in the bed with her.
You laid her in the bed and laid next to her? Where was the boy at this time?
Asleep in the other bed.
Okay. Where?
I stayed in that room with her.
When do you think that was?
I told you, maybe last year.
And then what did you do with her body after?
Okay, so at the actual crimes, well, I guess it's not crime scene, I'm sorry. At the police stop, she told them that those kids, when they initially found the first child, it had only been in there for a couple months, or the kid had only been in there for a couple months. She's telling the interrogator that this happened last year. So she's being honest about the time frame. Now, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I do want to get to the video that Cindy sent me of the interview with the grandparents. What I will say is for the boy, she makes it seem like the boy was still alive for a period of time after the unaliving of the girl. I do not believe that. But hey, that's what she say. I don't believe it. The medical examiner says that both children look like it had been a year. If the boy was alive, he wasn't alive for long after the girl. I personally believe that she unalived both of them at the same time, on the same day. I don't know why she feels like I think she's trying to make it seem like these things were accidents. And if she admits that this stuff happened on the same day, or the unalivings happened on the same day, is less likelihood of her to be able to run with the accident story. Because she's saying that she was giving the girl a whooping and the girl fell and hit her head. And she tried to administer CPR. Now she's getting ready to tell what happened to the boy. And that story didn't make sense. So I believe that she did this, and I think she snapped and unalived the kids on the same day.
I just did an STK and I kept her.
Jocelyn's death is believed to have occurred around May of 2020, approximately 14 months before the traffic stop. Despite this, Nicole continued texting Deshelle as though Jocelyn was still alive. In April of 2021, Deshelle even thanked.
So this is why I say that she wasn't completely crazy and out of her mind, because she was actively doing things to throw people off of what she had done. Even after she had unalived the girl, she was still texting the mother as if the girl was still alive, talking about Easter baskets and everything else.
So he was still with you when the girl's now in the suitcase, in the car. So
he didn't even want to go anywhere else. Like that's why they said they talk to my family. My family don't know me. Like you can ask all my friends. Like as much as I tried to push him off, or I wanted to drop him off, and I knew I needed to drop him off, he just wanted to be with me.
So what led to the next incident with the other child?
I don't know. Like I honestly don't know, because it was like 1 minute we was playing, and then 1 minute it was just like we were playing, like we was playing. I think something hit him in the leg.
Yeah, but that wouldn't cause him to die.
She's really not taking accountability for the unalivings of either of these children. I'm gonna stop it here, but she's not taking accountability for the unalivings of either of these children. She's in a roundabout way saying that it was an accident. She's saying she gave the girl a whooping and the girl fell and hit her own head. And then she's saying that something hit the boy in the leg and must have hit a main artery, and that's how he passed away. So I just, none of this is true. She deliberately unalived both of those children. Period, point blank. That's it. And she's trying to beat around the bush and saying that these things were like these freak accidents or whatever. Hold on one second, child. Let me see something. Oh, let me pull this up. I'm sorry, I was reading something else. Okay. Now, Cindy just sent this to me. I think this is the interview. Oh, I watched this channel, Cindy. Oh, this interview is kind of long. I thought it was. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty long. I don't think I'm going to be able to play all of that tonight. Let's see. Let me pull this down.
It's your empire. It's not DIY. It's do it yourself. Onward.
The whole child. You know, most people that got younger kids, you know, one child and leave the other one out. It's just being, I know I had to do this for Ller.
Right.
Oh, okay. So I said, okay, so the children had two, obviously must have had different fathers. Now it looks like in this video, these are the grandparents of the little boy, Larry O'Neal. So the little boy name was Larry. So it looks like these are his grandparents.
I'm Little Larry's grandmother. And this is his grandfather, Larry Sr. Dayshell's son is Larry Darnell O'Neal III. Our son is Larry Darnell O'Neal Jr., the father of Little Larry.
Okay, and then I got to say, y'all looking good. I really
till they found out that Dayshell was the mother. Till presently, right now, no one has contacted us. The family, not Little Larry's father. No one on Little Larry's side of the family has been contacted. Yes, yet. And I appreciate you saying we looking good because it took for us to get here. But I know I had to do this for Little Larry.
Right.
I had to pull it together for him. I just want everybody to know my intentions are not to bash Dayshell. I want to tell the truth about what I know.
So Dayshell is the mother, you guys.
Okay, if you would, let's start there because I know we didn't get a chance to talk about her that much because the story was actually focused on the individual that's just above my head. So let's talk about this. Who is Dayshell? Who is that?
Who is Dayshell? Is just the mother of my son's child. That she can come across like really soft spoken and kind of timid. She really was not really active. Like I couldn't tell you a hobby of hers, things she done on the regular. We met Dayshell like the day after, the day of the birth of the baby. I did, like personally, and we got to learn that she lived with her aunt and uncle, Evelyn Johnson. I can't recall the uncle's name, but that's who we mainly, until the aunt died, that is who we went to get Little Larry and Jocelyn, like, you know, for visitations and things like that. My son, it was a court order for my son to see him, and it was difficult. It was really difficult. But like I said, Miss Evelyn is who mainly took care of the Jocelyn and Little Larry. Now all of this has happened. Now I understand Miss Evelyn. I thought that Miss Evelyn was just being overprotective of Dayshell, you know, not teaching her what she needed to know to leave the home, or, you know, to like be capable of taking care of the kids on her own. I can recall one time Miss Evelyn said that when Dayshell gets upset with my son, because they're not together, she would regret. She didn't want to take care of little Larry and Jocelyn. Ms. Evelyn said that
are these the grandparents of both of the kids? Because she sometimes speaks about Jocelyn, but she is more focused, it seemed like, on Larry, the little Larry. And then if you look behind her, it's a shirt that says Larry the Third. So it seemed to me like Larry is the baby Larry is their biological grandchild. But it seemed like Jocelyn, the girl Jocelyn, they also would visit with her as well, because it seemed like the little girl Jocelyn probably had a relationship with them too, because she was dating their son, and the son probably formed a relationship with the daughter, even though that wasn't the biological daughter. That's what it's coming off as, that the girl is not the biological kin to them.
Which Miss Evelyn was in a wheelchair, she took care of Larry for Dayshell, and Evelyn's husband took care.
Well, yeah, this did happen. What was it? This happened in, who asked that, Nola? This happened in 2021, but the woman that you see pictured here, I'm gonna put her on my thumbnail too, Nicole Johnson, the one that actually unalived the children. She was sentenced recently to 50 years in prison for the crime that she committed against those kids in 2021. So that's why it's coming up now. And you see in the interviews and stuff like that are being talked about. Because I just recently picked this story up off of Facebook. So yeah, it happened a few years ago, but she was just recently sentenced.
I thought that was odd, but people do things differently. So, but like I told you earlier, I thought that it was odd that for the aunt to be in a wheelchair, and they were, older, why they wasn't trying to get her to move out. She was definitely having sex. Miss Evelyn said she would climb out the window and leave the kids lock the kids in the room.
Oh wow! Whoa! Wait a minute! Hold on! Wait.
So this mother was negligent. She was negligent, and she was living with her older family member, her aunt. It was probably like a great aunt or something, because she sound older. And the aunt, Miss Evelyn, who has since passed away from what the parents are saying, would take care of the kids for the mother. So, as I said before I even seen this interview, I already knew the mama wasn't doing what she's supposed to do. That's evident, because if she was, the kids wouldn't have been with the sister anyway. And then so when the sister Nicole Johnson says that she didn't want these kids back, when she said that in that interview, I believed her. Because if she wanted those kids, or if she wanted to see what happened to those kids, there's ways she could have done it. You heard the grandparents just say that their son, Larry Jr., had a court order to see Larry the Third, baby Larry. And the reason he had a court order to see them is because he's the biological father. The kids are in the custody of the state of Maryland. So there is a visitation order that is always put in place automatically when the kids are taken by the state, whatever state you're in. You go to court, the court officially takes custody of the children, and the biological parents, mother and father, if the father's involved, will get a visitation order saying your parental rights are not terminated and you still have a right to visit these children. So all mama had to do, if she really wanted to see those kids and see what happened with her kids, is call the police to do a well-being check on her children, present her court order to the police, and say, I have a court order to see my kids and I haven't seen my kids in months. I need to know what's going on. She didn't even have to wait till her next court date. She could have called the police and showed them that. So the mother, apparently, according to her, did call CPS to do a wellness check, but CPS shouldn't have been called. The police should have been called. And why are you calling CPS to do a wellness check? CPS should have already known that you haven't been seeing the kids. Sound to me like CPS wasn't.
You're talking about the biological mother.
Dayshell Johnson.
Oh Lord, let me see if I can get her face up here. So we are talking about, I want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to see this on the screen. Let me pull it up. We are talking about, I got so many images of the aunt. This individual right here, the biological mother, her name is Deshelle L. Johnson. And the reason why we're bringing her up is because the story that was put out by the news really kind of left a lot of holes in the story, even to the point of how we got here, because you could just look at it and say, okay, the aunt had custody of these kids trying to help the mom. She did some bad things and caused the kids to die, end of story. And that's really far from the truth, because you'd also have to ask yourself, how did the mom go from having these two kids in her possession? Why did she bring these kids into this world and then turn around and literally pass her children off to somebody else as their responsibility? Like, how do the kids go from her possession to the aunt?
No offense, but if you're paying over $30 a month for car insurance, you're getting ripped off.
What doesn't make sense to me is how, if the sister had, she lived in a hotel, and from wherever she could lay her head. Why would Dayshell give the kids to the sister? Why not have the sister come to Dayshell's apartment and help her with the kids?
Because one of the things that I talked about that actually upset people was, I said that if a person has to live out of a hotel, they probably shouldn't be parents. They shouldn't have children in their possession. And look, believe it or not, I get, like, y'all probably understand totally where I'm coming from. I just think that's a common sense thing. If you can't afford to take care of yourself, how are you going to benefit children, let alone the fact that most hotels actually have policies that prevent you from having a ton of people in your hotel room anyway. But knowing that this woman is already, like, not in the best financial position, and you, okay, so
let me tell you, let me say this, and this is what
she didn't care. She didn't care. The aunt that passed away said that the mother, once she, this reminds me of somebody, but I'm not even gonna take it there. Once the mother realized that she was no longer going to be with the father of the child, she stopped taking care of the child. This is what the aunt said, that she would regress and she would distance herself from the children when she got into it with the father. Okay. This is a classic case of these young women having babies, not because they want babies, but because they want the man, and they think that the man having the baby is going to keep the man. Once they realize that having that baby didn't keep the man, they're no longer interested in the child. And we see that happen quite frequently.
Hurts me the most. I repeatedly tried to get those kids for visits. My family is family oriented. Everybody who know me know I cooked every Sunday. When the kids here, I'm doing arts and crafts with them. I got a pond in the back. I even got ducks. It's almost like a whole farm here. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to get the
grandparents also have rights. A lot of people don't know that, but once a child is taken into the custody of the state, grandparents can also petition for rights to see their child, their grandchild.
Those kids and or support.
Motion to see their grandchild.
Help her.
In your opinion, why do you think the biological mother, because like I said, we're talking about two children, two different baby daddies, so that actually is confirmed. I mentioned that yesterday. But and it's so sad that I see these stories happen so often. I could actually draw a conclusion like that and end up being right. but y'all had been yourselves available for her if she needed help. And I thought that, and I said, well, when
if she allowed us to take little Larry, we took Jocelyn too. We you know, to make sure he was comfortable when he come. And we're not gonna take one child and leave the other one out. We're not gonna do that. And plus, I'm thinking we're gonna give the aunt and uncle break. That she can get a little break. You know, get her some, you know, free time. Little Larry's our flesh and blood. We wanted him. We wanted to be in his life. She knew this. To punish my son for not being with her.
Do you have an idea? Do you have an idea about how old the biological mother is? I know she's in her 20s. I don't remember her age.
She's 24. I believe she's 24. Okay, I need to back this up a little bit.
Okay.
Miss Evelyn would let Dayshell take those children anywhere by herself. I'm going to say it again. Until now, I did not know. Miss Evelyn was trying to keep them kids safe from Dayshell. When she would come to my house, mind you, the baby couldn't have been a month old. Who comes to the baby father's house and we waiting? His family, my mother. Larry was blessed to have a grandma and a great.
Thank you, Protect Your Peace. I appreciate that.
Right.
We here waiting. She comes without a baby. Not with little Larry.
Wow.
Is that not odd?
That's extremely odd. Yeah.
Not once, not twice, not three, not four, repeatedly. She came to see my son, but she didn't bring no kids. She didn't bring little Larry.
Right there. Okay, now that is a very key point, and I want some of y'all to know that me and her did have a conversation earlier, so I'm trying to kind of retread ground we've already kind of talked about. That is a very important point. So what you're basically saying, which is something that I thought earlier, is that we have this thing called #BabiesForBenefits, and it's something that I use as a hashtag.
Boom, there you have it. Babies for benefits.
To really just let people know that a lot of people, it's not all mothers, it's not all black mothers, it's not everybody, but a large number of these stories that I talk about, these people only deal with these children or have these children because they're collecting some type of benefits from them. They're using these kids. So it sounds.
I'm going to stop it here. We can finish it another day. I'm actually going to watch the rest of this tomorrow myself. Well, when he says babies for benefits, I have something totally different on my mind and probably what he's thinking. See, when he says that, the benefit that I'm thinking of is the benefit of having the man. People are really, I'm not going to say ignorant to it, but a lot of people just don't even realize how often these women have these children because they want to keep the relationship with the man. And once that doesn't happen, because you heard the grandmother say that the mom would come see Larry, the father, but would never bring the son. Okay, so she was not interested in that child at all. She was only interested in the man. But I want to show y'all something interesting. Let me pull this down. This is pretty interesting. So let me pull something up. This is Nicole Johnson's, the aunt, the one who unalived the children. This is her Facebook post. Let me close this. Her name on Facebook is Nick Black. Let me see something real quick. What's interesting about these posts is she was making these posts while the kids were unalived. Okay. But she was making the posts as if they were alive. So let me make this a little bit larger. So this post was made July 7th, where she says, my priorities are definitely in order. Let me go back. Let me see. Okay. My priorities are definitely in order. I had to just realize everything else will fall in place. And unless you got your stuff together, you shouldn't be worried about anything else. She also posted July 7th. I got to finish getting my babies their summer stuff. Okay. So I can get to myself. LOL. And she's speaking of the children like they're her kids. She goes on to say, I have a lot of babies, but I'm almost done. Grabbing all our tennis tomorrow. I think she meant tennis shoes. Then take the big ones clothes shopping and I'm done. We all know how I step about the children around me. You can't break me and my babies' bonds. They love Aunt Nick. On July 10th, she posts 33 tomorrow, and the first person I seen or talked to in days was the liquor man. LOL. When my grass gets here, this is what she was posting, her most recent post. That's what I should have said. When my grass gets here, I'm back in. Since nobody could really give me what I wanted or even ask if I wanted anything for my birthday, I forgot it, and everyone around me seems to have too. It's okay because I prayed for peace. I definitely been crying my eyes out. Okay. Let me see something. Mind you, let me see something real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to see something. These posts were made. She's 36 now. These posts were made when she was 33 years old. So that was 3 years ago. These posts happened in July. I'm just trying to, I don't want to give the wrong information, but I could have sworn that the medical examiner report said that that the little girl had been unalive in March or May. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to scan through this. Oh, I can't find it. I can't look for it now. So let me pull something else up I want to show you guys. Let's just go ahead and go to her actual page. Now, because those were just posts. Now, this is her Facebook page. As you can see, her name on here is Nick Black. Nick Black. Now, mind you, the kids were, let me see something. This post here is on July 27th of 2021. That was shortly before her arrest. So let me go to, let's see. I want to see what the mother said. You know, I had it pulled up. I had the article where the mom was, So the children were found July 28th. So this right here, this post here is literally a day before the children were found. Okay. And the other posts that I was reading were from earlier that month of July of 2021. So again, the children had been unalived for almost a year. So as you can see, she's posting about children and going school shopping. Mind you, the two kids that she had were the only children that were around her. She's talking about school shopping for the kids, and let's not forget, the kids were not enrolled in school at all. So she's trying, not only is she trying to throw people off around her, but she's also trying to make it seem to the people watching her, the people watching her social media, that these kids are okay. Now I don't know if she's doing this for to benefit, as a benefit for is the sister, her sister is watching her page or what. So this was a day before her arrest. She says, I'm definitely a complainer, LOL. But while I'm crying, complaining, fighting, not seeing lights, not knowing if tomorrow's going to get better, I'm still moving. Shit, I can't handle not having when I worked so hard for everything and anyone, everything I ever had besides Daniel was because I got it. Some people can't chill under pressure. I know I can't. That's the thing I hate most about myself. If I'm fucked up, nothing's going to make me feel better until I do better. I'm the hardest critic I got. No matter how much I cry, complain, anything, I'm still moving. I've been out here since 13, literally on my own. No one to call. So yes, sometimes that hit me and I just let my problems take over. I want to say this, what this right here caught my attention because she says that she's been on her own since she was 13 years old, nobody to call, nobody to support her. And that's not giving her any excuses at all. But this is the mother's biological sister. So if she's been on her own since 13, I can only imagine that the sister probably also didn't have any maternal support, any parental support, and she probably didn't have the guidance that she needed either. So this seems like it is a generational thing. It seems like something that that is happening because she didn't have parents to take care of her either. I actually wouldn't be surprised if the biological mother was also a foster child or a child that was in the system as well. But moving on, it goes on to say, but never once did that stop me. I'm not going to read all of that, okay? Because she is babbling a lot of times. And here's another thing too that a lot of people don't know. There's something I can see her psychosis in this status. Maybe everybody, wouldn't be able to see it, but I can actually see her psychosis in this status. This is what you would call, for anybody who has any training in psychology or if you've done any studying of it, this is what you would call word salads, where a lot of times people with psychosis or mental health conditions, now you can type on the internet, but oftentimes like they do a lot of writing, people with psychosis, and or if they're not writing, they're talking, and they express themselves, and when they do that, they go on and on and on and on and on and on. Everything is kind of running together. Nothing is making sense. It's all over the place. It's called word salads. That's what it's called in psychology. So it's basically a bunch of thoughts thrown together, hard to understand. And the way that it is coming out, whether they're expressing themselves verbally or writing it down or whatever the case is, texting, whatever, it doesn't make sense because it's a reflection of what is going on in their mind. Their mind is jumbled. Their mind is messed up. They're not thinking clearly, so they cannot communicate clearly. So that is a clear sign that somebody may be dealing with a mental health breakdown, a disorder, or some sort of psychosis. Is when, for instance, if you're following somebody on Facebook and you see a bunch of long, drawn out stuff that's not making sense, that's psychosis, and they're probably going through something. So yeah, that's what that is. So on the 27th, she also puts, I don't address losers. This looks like another page of hers. Let's see. It is. She says, June 5th, 2021, why would I jump when nobody jumps for me? Hold me to the same standard of the way you treat me. June 4th, she says, teach me to be like you so I cannot give a fuck. June 4th, and mind you, this shortly before her arrest. At this point, where she's making these statuses, the kids have been unalive. I'm off this app. You can have it. May 3rd, people always oblivious to what they do until you do it to them. I don't know who that child is. And I don't know who Daniel is. I think Daniel may have been her husband because when she was pulled over, this may have added to her psychosis. I'm just guessing. Daniel is, she keeps mentioning this person in her statuses. And when she was pulled over, she was talking about her husband. Clothes or in her trunk or something. Let's see. Okay, I saw that one already. Is this her initial page? Hold on. I want on the other page. Y'all, I done got sucked into the rabbit hole. I hate when that happens while I'm live because then I'll be forgetting that I'm live and being nosy. So I'm probably getting ready to end this, you guys. Let me look at the comments. It's getting late. I'm getting ready to end this, but thank you guys for sitting through this live with me. I know it's late. I think, you know what? I think that I'll come back tomorrow and we can kind of, I really think it's important, I think, to finish that video that Cindy sent me of the interview with the grandparents. I just didn't have time to finish all of it tonight because it's getting late. And I know y'all tired because I'm getting tired. So I'll come back tomorrow and we can finish the rest of the interview with the parents because I think that it really gets into why this happened to these kids or the signs that should have been really seen when it comes to the mom. So thank you everybody for joining me tonight. I'm getting ready to log off, give me some sleep, give me some rest. Thank you to those who sent super stickers and super chats. I really appreciate you. If you were unable to do that, thank you for your like. Thank you for your subscription. And if you didn't hit that notification bell, make sure that you hit the notification bell for me so that you can be notified of any time that I go live in the future or anytime that I post content. All right, y'all. This has been a great live. I had fun with y'all, even though this is a heartbreaking story. I had a good time breaking this down with you guys, and I should be back tomorrow. All right, y'all. Peace.